So definitely my professional shift when shifting from the UN to energy work affected a lot to who I am today. It also helped me attract and manifest this partner actually. People find this hard to believe, but I did a lot of inner work. I worked a lot on myself. I worked a lot to understand my love patterns, my love blocks. What is my love karma? Why did I attract certain people in my past that were toxic or not right for me? Until I ended up manifesting my husband. And before meeting my husband, I actually had a dream. And in that vision, I actually saw how my husband looked like. I had the whole image.
Welcome to International Love Story. My name is Christina, and in today's podcast episode, I would like to welcome Rayan. She is a third culture kid, so is her husband, and they have been dating on long distance for 2 years after their first encounter in Qatar. With this being said, I would like to give a warm welcome to Rayan. Thank you so much for being here today, for spending the next few minutes with me. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Who are you? What are you doing? Tell us all about you.
Thank you so much. I don't really know where to start, but I would like to say that your page caught my attention because I really appreciate interracial or intercultural relationships, especially in cultures or societies where it's not really, that common or that accepted, especially if a woman is marrying outside of her country. So my name is Rayan. People call me Ray. I grew up in Zimbabwe, Southern Africa, as well as the Gambia, but mostly Zimbabwe. I am originally from Lebanon, and I currently live in Qatar with my husband, Mohamed. And my husband is Tunisian, and he grew up in Oman. And then we both live in Qatar. So we both come from like a third culture background, traveling a lot, living in different countries, and then ended up in Qatar as the home base. But before getting to that story about me, my background, I have a background in international law and political science. I used to work with the United Nations, international organizations for around 8 years in different countries. And then 6 years ago, I think, or 5 years ago, I shifted my career. I quit my job from the UN and I started a holistic wellness business. So I'm somebody who loves astrology, who loves the unknown, who loves the world of energy as well, like, mindset, energy, astrology, matrix, tarot. So I've been doing this business for the past 6 years. I have a center based in Beirut. I work online as well. And throughout these years, I've traveled, done workshops, took consultant positions at different resorts around different countries. And I'm still continuing this job till today.
And your job
Sure.
is, sorry for interrupting, but I find it quite interesting that you went from the one to, I feel like, the completely other side professionally. And obviously your profession, and you've kind of triggered it or mentioned it already, brought you to where you guys are nowadays in Qatar. I'm trying to understand how much your professional shift impacted your life and impacted to where you are nowadays. So if it's okay for you, I would like to go back a little bit in time, right before you met your partner, before you met Mohamed.
So definitely my professional shift when shifting from the UN to energy work affected a lot of who I am today. It also helped me attract and manifest this partner actually. People find this hard to believe, but I did a lot of inner work. I worked a lot on myself. I worked a lot to understand my love patterns, my love blocks. What is my love karma? Why did I attract certain people in my past that were toxic or not right for me? Until I ended up manifesting my husband. And before meeting my husband, I actually had a dream. And in that vision, I actually saw how my husband looked like. I had the whole image, and it was in a foreign country, in a foreign land. My father took my hand, opened the door, gave it to this man. I saw how he looked like. I saw everything. And then months later, I met exactly the person who looked like that in my dream, which I would call like a vision, especially if you're into energy work. So you get a lot of, these intuitive abilities, and some messages come through dreams. So it helped me a lot in that case. It helped me say no to what wasn't aligned for me. Like, throughout the 5 years, you'd meet partners or people and go like, this is another pattern. This is a repeated past cycle. You say no to that. So when you know what you want and you say no to what you don't want, you ended up manifesting and attracting this partner. And I teach my clients this as well. I've had many clients that got married after one session. It's crazy. Or like 2 sessions. And I get invited to their wedding, Kazakhstan, India, Lebanon. I remember the other countries, a couple of Lebanese people. But yeah, because when you work on yourself and you love yourself and know what you want, you end up breaking these patterns. So this is one reason. The second reason, I also had a lot of liberty to travel a lot. So I moved to Egypt, I moved to Liberia, I took consultant positions in the resorts in Maldives and as well in Qatar. That's where I met my husband. When I took a holistic visiting consultant position in maybe the Middle East, biggest and first wellness resort in the end of Qatar, right by the desert, the end point of Qatar. It was for 1 month. And at that point, I'm like, I feel like I'm going to meet somebody at this point, because I had a friend who was a face reader. She reads your face. She would tell me for many years, oh no, your partner is not here yet. She hasn't arrived. And I'm like, what is this girl saying? Like, why is she saying this? And then the year that I was supposed to meet my partner, she was like, your partner is coming this year. This year, you're going to meet the love of your life. And you're going to meet this partner through work, and it will be in the Gulf, either in Dubai, either in Qatar. And I was so confused. Like, I don't live in Dubai. I don't live in Qatar. Like, why would I want to go there? And why am I going to meet somebody there? And she did mention that he might not be Lebanese, or that he might be maybe a Lebanese living abroad, or Lebanese who's half something, or like an Arab that's from a different country, something that was foreign about this person. And then a few months later, I get an offer to go to Qatar as a consultant. I'm like, okay, I guess this face reader is, sensing something. So when I end up going to Qatar, I'm like, okay, the person is here. This lady said that it was here. And plus, when I also dealt with an astrologer before, he also mentioned, this year that you would meet somebody in this country that's from a foreign land, and then you would go back to reconnect with this person. So I did all of these tarot, face reading, astrology, that all gave me an idea. Even in my astrology birth chart, it said my Venus was in my 9th house. So when your Venus is in your 9th house, it's all about foreign lands, finding love with a foreigner, finding love in foreign lands. It's very difficult to find love with somebody in local or in your country. So all of this analysis kind of made sense, and they all came into fruition in 2023. So how did I meet him? When I was in Qatar, the whole month I was there, I'm like, okay, I didn't meet anybody. Like, I was meeting people, but they were like, one. Like, no, not interested. Like, no, there was. Then I'm like, okay, so the last night that I was supposed to leave Qatar to go back to Lebanon, I had my journal book. And I'm like, no, dear God, dear universe, I thought that I've actually meet my love partner here. Like, I'm leaving tomorrow. Am I really leaving without meeting my soulmate, without meeting my life partner? Like, I don't understand. Everything, but I've analyzed. It said that, there's something about, the Gulf and something foreign. Something doesn't add up. So I was actually woke up disappointed. Like, I'm leaving, and I didn't meet somebody. I'm like, oh, it's all a lie. It's not going to work. This face reader was lying to me, and blah, blah, blah. So then, 10 minutes before leaving to the airport, people were saying bye to me. I had my backpack. I was waiting for the taxi. And then this guy that I've been seeing for 1 month, who never said hi to me, never spoke to me, I just see him walking around, comes, was like, "Oh, you're leaving." I'm like, "Oh, I've been here a month. You never even looked at them. Maybe he said hi, he never spoke to me, he never looked at me." I was like, "Yeah, of course I'm leaving." He was like, "Oh, why are you leaving?" I'm like, "Well, my contract is a month, so I have to go." And then when I told him, like, "Oh, I've been here a month, he never spoke to me," he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then he sat down with me and we started talking. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know what your problem is. Like, whenever I would come, I would see you, you wouldn't even say hi. Everybody else was friendly. You were the only one who wasn't friendly." So I thought he was this arrogant guy before actually knowing him. Then he apologized, saying, "Oh no, I did not know this. I didn't know this is who I am, blah blah blah." And then we started to talk for like 10 minutes, and then my taxi came and I had to leave. So I'm like, "Oh, my taxi's here, I have to leave. Let's continue this conversation through on our Instagram, WhatsApp." So then we exchanged Instagram and WhatsApp, and we continued our conversation on Instagram. I was still traveling. I traveled that day. I was going to Turkey, Iran. I was traveling around before heading back to Lebanon. And he kept, we kept talking on a daily basis, even when I was in those travels. So then I got back to Lebanon and we were still talking. So they just happened naturally. It was distant. Then I'm like, okay, I need to probably go back to Qatar to get to know this person more face to face. So I think it was 2 months later, from September to November, is when I went back to Qatar and actually got to sit one-on-one with this person, get to know this person I've been talking to online for the past 2 months. And that's how it started to happen. So every 2 months, he would either come to Lebanon or I would go to Qatar to keep, to break that distance, to get to really know the person face to face. And that's how it happened. And then 2 years later, after distance and back and forth, we got married in June, this June, recently. And then I permanently moved to Qatar and I'm here now.
So what happened exactly from the first time seeing each other to the moment where you said yes to one another?
Well, we did have a lot of uncertainties, like how are we going to break this distance, what's going to happen, what we're going to do, where we're going to live. Obviously, he was living in Qatar, which seemed like a better option. I even had tried applying for jobs in Qatar, but it would never work out because in interviews, they're like, "You're a seabird. Why are you applying to 9 to 5 jobs in Qatar?" I'm like, I don't know. I just need some stability. And they're like, "Honey, let's go." They wouldn't take me. So I would get rejected from so many jobs in Qatar from the HR. Like, what are you doing? Why are you applying for 9 to 5? This is not you. So it wouldn't work. So the energy was not allowing me to move to Qatar before and with a 9 to 5 job. So we just kept our individual lives. And every few months, we would meet up either in Lebanon or Qatar. He came to Lebanon to meet my family. After 1 year, he came to meet my family in Lebanon. So we kept that nice balance, like distance, both during our lives and ourselves. And then every few months we'd meet, connect, meet the family, and then go back to, Kitchener's individual space and then back. So I think it was a very nice, actually, mix because you get to know a person from far and from close. And we focused a lot on phone calls. He's not really a WhatsApp texting guy. He's more like a phone call, video call guy. So it gives you more of like this realistic, real life aspect to the connection as well. So yeah, but then
Because Mohamed is not part of our conversation today, I'm wondering just describe him for us. So everyone who's listening and or watching right now, who is Mohamed? Why did you fall in love with him?
I fell in love with him because of his straightforwardness. Like he knew what he wanted. Somebody knows what he wants. He's very honest, very straightforward, no games, no back and forth. He has been the most consistent man I've ever met in my 31 years of existence. Very consistent, very healthy, very straightforward, very honest, and very communicative. So there's no toxic energy there at all. It's like you communicate honesty. I like this, I don't like this. And very respectful. very, very respectful, and somebody who's very traditional, has so much respect for women, for family, his mother, his sister. So you can tell how a man is about how he treats his mother, his sister, his family values. So all of these things, somebody who's well educated, well traveled, very aware, very mature, very emotionally intelligent. Somebody who actually knew how to ground me, because whoever knows me, I'm not a grounded person. I'm like wild, I'm like crazy.
To wrap things up, what's one advice you would like to share with everyone who is listening and or watching right now?
One advice. So based from my work and clients that I work with, I think the advice I can give is to love yourselves, be true to who you are, to really know what you want in a partner, and to say no what isn't that. Okay, but if there's mixed signals or confusion, cut it off. Like, don't waste your time in gray areas or situationships. Go for somebody or attract somebody who knows what they want. You guys are aligned on the same values, long-term values. Communication and respect is so important in a relationship. Love is not enough. You can love somebody, but it can be toxic. You can love somebody and still get divorced. You can love somebody and, I don't know, still cause pain. So love is not enough. Respect, communication, core values are way more important, because when you date somebody, the first few months are different than 6 months, than 1 year, than fiance, then husband, then father, then kids. You keep changing and they keep changing to different versions with these different phases of the relationship. So love changes to different aspects, but respect, communication, and values are what stays. And once you lose respect, the love is gone. So pain comes. That's something I've learned. This is something my husband has even told me as well.